Awkward moments every dater faces. Dating is an exciting and unpredictable experience filled with the promise of finding love and meaningful connections. However, it can also be a bit nerve-wracking and full of awkward moments. Whether it's your first date or you're a seasoned dater, there's no way to completely avoid those uncomfortable situations that seem to crop up when you least expect them. These moments, though often embarrassing at the time, are part of the dating process. They are reminders that we're all human and we all experience a range of emotions as we navigate the complex world of relationships. In this video, we'll explore some of the most common awkward moments that every dater faces and offer tips on how to handle them with grace and confidence. 1. The awkward first date silence. The first date is often the most nerve-wracking part of the dating experience. You're both trying to make a good impression, but you also don't know much about each other yet. One of the most common awkward moments that occurs on a first date is the dreaded silence. The moments when conversation stalls and you're left looking around or at your phone, unsure of what to say next. Silence can feel like an eternity when you're sitting across from someone you're trying to impress, and the pressure to keep the conversation flowing can make things worse. But it's important to remember that a little silence is completely normal. It's just part of getting to know someone and finding natural conversation rhythms. If you find yourself in this situation, take a deep breath and allow the pause to pass. You can always steer the conversation towards safe topics like hobbies, favorite movies, or travel experiences. And if the silence feels awkward, acknowledge it with humor. I guess we're both so interesting that we're speechless. 2. The misunderstood compliment. Compliments are supposed to make someone feel good, but sometimes they have the opposite effect, especially if they are misinterpreted. A compliment intended to be kind and flattering can sometimes come across as awkward or even offensive if the wording is off or if it's not delivered with the right tone. For example, telling someone you look great for your age may seem like a compliment to you, but to the other person it might imply that you're noticing their age too much. Similarly, complimenting someone on how much they've changed might unintentionally highlight the fact that you didn't think they looked good before. The key to giving compliments is to be genuine and specific. Instead of making general statements about appearance, focus on aspects that show you appreciate who they are as a person. Compliments like, "I love how passionate you are about your career," or "your sense of humor is amazing," feel more thoughtful and less likely to cause discomfort. 3. The overenthusiastic, "I like you" moment. When things are going well on a date, it's easy to get caught up in the moment and feel an overwhelming desire to express how much you like someone. However, declaring your feelings too soon can create an awkward situation. This often happens when one person blurts out, "I think I'm in love with you," after just 1 or 2 dates. While it's natural to feel a connection early on, expressing such strong emotions too quickly can be off-putting to the other person, especially if they haven't had enough time to process their own feelings. If you find yourself in this position, it's best to take a step back and slow things down. Instead of jumping into declarations of love, focus on building a stronger foundation by enjoying each other's company and getting to know each other better. 4. The disastrous first kiss attempt. The first kiss is a momentous occasion in any relationship, but it can also be fraught with awkwardness. The lead up to a first kiss is often filled with nervous anticipation, and sometimes those nerves result in a kiss that's less than smooth. You might misjudge the distance and accidentally bump noses or go in for the kiss too early or too late, causing an awkward tension to hang in the air. The key to avoiding the awkward first kiss moment is to pay attention to body language. If both of you are leaning in and making eye contact, it's usually a good sign that the kiss is wanted. But don't overthink it. If you miss the timing or make an awkward move, laugh it off and don't take it too seriously. Remember, it's just one small moment in the grand scheme of your relationship, and it's perfectly normal to feel a little clumsy. 5. The bad timing of the ex conversation. The topic of ex-partners is often a minefield in dating. It's natural to want to learn about your date's past relationships, but there's a fine line between being curious and being intrusive. An awkward moment often occurs when one person brings up their ex either too soon or in a way that feels uncomfortable. For example, talking about an ex while you're still getting to know each other can make your date feel like they're being compared to someone else. Or if one person brings up their ex in a defensive or negative way, it can create an uneasy atmosphere. Ideally, try to keep conversations about exes light and avoid making it a central topic on early dates. If it comes up, try to keep the tone respectful and positive and steer the conversation back to the present. 6. The inappropriate joke or comment. Humor is a great way to break the ice on a date, but it's easy to go too far and make a joke or comment that's inappropriate or offensive. This could range from making a joke about sensitive topics to crossing boundaries with humor that makes the other person uncomfortable. To avoid this awkward moment, it's important to gauge the other person's sense of humor and be mindful of the types of jokes you're making. Play it safe early on and avoid controversial or overly personal topics. If you make an awkward joke, don't dwell on it. Simply acknowledge the mistake and apologize, and then move on with the conversation. 7. The bathroom disaster. One of the most embarrassing moments on a date occurs when you excuse yourself to go to the bathroom, but something goes wrong. Whether it's a simple mishap like a broken stall door or something more embarrassing like getting a bit too comfortable in your surroundings and making noise, bathroom disasters can create a lot of awkwardness. The best way to handle a bathroom disaster is to keep your cool. If something embarrassing happens, take a deep breath and return to the table with a sense of humor. Acknowledge the situation in a lighthearted way if needed. Most importantly, don't let it ruin the rest of the date. Everyone has those moments, and it's best to move on and enjoy the rest of the evening. 8. The "are we official" moment. As a relationship progresses, one of the most awkward moments comes when you both realize that you need to have the "what are we" conversation. This often happens after several dates or months of spending time together, and one person feels the need to clarify whether they are officially in a relationship or just casually dating. This can be an uncomfortable conversation, especially if one person feels differently about the relationship. The best way to approach this moment is with open communication. Be honest about your feelings and expectations, but also be prepared to listen to the other person's perspective. Don't pressure anyone into defining the relationship too soon. Let it happen naturally as both of you get more comfortable with each other. 9. The awkward goodbye. Saying goodbye after a date can also be an awkward moment. You're unsure whether to go in for a hug, kiss, or simply wave goodbye. If the date went well, you might want to show that you're interested in seeing the person again, but the timing can feel off. To avoid this awkward moment, pay attention to body language and cues. If both of you seem reluctant to say goodbye, it's probably a good sign that you both want to spend more time together. A warm hug or a casual kiss on the cheek can go a long way in expressing your interest without creating an uncomfortable atmosphere. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.